Deputy Secretary Goffman, for being with us today. We have spoken at length in this subcommittee about how America is leading the way in emissions reduction. Between 2005 and 2021, America's greenhouse emissions were cut by 17%, according to the EPA. Today, the U.S. not only leads the world in energy production, but we also have one of the lowest methane emission intensities in the entire world. To be blunt, this was achieved by using the resources underneath the feet of my constituents and unlocking natural gas potential in places like Pennsylvania and Ohio. Now, with this role, the Biden administration is attacking the very industry that is responsible for this significant success. When will the administration learn that we need to innovate and not regulate? In my district, People's Gas is investing in their system modernization program to minimize methane leaks and deliver the needed natural gas to my constituents. By stifling the very industries that are needed to produce cleaner and reliable and affordable energy, these policy initiatives are very much counterproductive. It is worse that this is happening at the time when the same Biden administration is putting more strain on our grid by attempting to mandate everything from electric stoves to electric vehicles. Our nation cannot afford to both be adding significant demand to the grid while simultaneously making it harder and more expensive to produce energy for that grid. At some point, something's got to give. And that is why the EPA needs to understand the potential effects of these draconian policies. Mr. Goffman, given the significant potential consequence of this role, especially when the EPA is trying to mandate electric vehicle purchases, how does the EPA plan to balance so-called environmental progress with the need for affordability and reliability in the energy sector?
Thank you for that question, Congressman, because that's a question that we believe is central to our own work, which is ensuring that energy and technology remain affordable and available to everybody, including in these sectors. In many ways, the emissions reductions that we've observed since 2005 are due in part to advances that our industry, like the oil and gas industry, have made in cleaning up their own operations and increasing their efficiency and deploying innovative technologies. And our rules, as is the case with this rule, builds on the progress that our innovators and that our energy sector has been making.
So what, if any, additional guidance and specifications will be provided for third-party monitors? And has the EPA considered that failure to do this could unintentionally spur overzealous or unnecessary activities?
That's an important question that a number of stakeholders raised with us after we proposed the super emitter program. And in the final rule, we made changes that go directly to those issues. And so in the final rule, it will be EPA that will be certifying the third-party monitors. It'll be to EPA that the data is submitted. It'll be EPA that will be reviewing the data, and then it'll be EPA that will be notifying the operators. And before we make any of that data public, the operators will have an opportunity to respond to us.
Do you think there could be potential misuse of the program by third-party monitors who could potentially harass the energy operators?
That was an issue that was specifically raised to us after the proposal, and the 3 or 4 steps that I just enumerated, we think provide a remedy to, or an avoidance of that risk.
So the steps that you've outlined, will the agency take that to employ also in other areas like technologies and standards and procedures to help the industry be aware of any potential leaks?
Well, we again, think that's a very important issue. We think that the industry itself is in the best position to be aware.
And I've witnessed that firsthand by going to the site where People's Gas was doing those changes to make sure that any potential leaks were detected and changed out.
That's right. And one of the reasons we felt comfortable, if you will, codifying those practices is because we've seen them being done by industry. And even more, we know that the industry itself and other technology innovators are making the kinds of investments in new approaches and more effective ways of detecting leaks and making it easier for operators to fix them.
I've seen industry stand up and make those necessary changes to monitor for those leaks, and have already had that intervention, and I don't think they need any additional EPA regulation to achieve that. Mr. Chairman, my time has expired, and I yield back.
Gentleman.